हेलो। हेलो, all of you join. Okay, so far one 12 students joined. Hello, all of you join.
ఎప్పుడు తర్వాత తీసుకుంటాం.
Okay, yesterday we were discussing some problems on heat exchangers. So these problems are very easy if you practice. So only thing is you have to know the basic concept of heat exchanger. Heat supplied by the hot liquid, and at the same time heat picked up by the cold fluid, and energy balance. Heat given by the or supplied by the hot fluid is equal to heat taken by the or heat picked up by the cold fluid. The energy balance in any heat exchanger. By following that one, you can solve. And also overall heat transfer rate Q is equal to UA into delta T mean or LMTD, where U is the overall heat transfer coefficient, A is the area, and LMTD log mean temperature difference. So that is basic formula. And by using this energy balance and heat transfer rate, UA delta T mean or logarithmic mean temperature difference, we can solve the problems under these heat exchangers very easily. Okay, na? So today we'll solve some more problems, and then we'll close the heat exchangers topic. Then the next class we'll go for other topic in the 5th unit. The second topic is there in the 5th unit, that is boiling and condensation. Now today we'll complete the heat exchanger by solving some problems under hello, somebody has raised a question. Coefficient of drag that is in the convection heat transfer I given na in the Wankerman. After that, we had derived some local CFX, local skin friction coefficient, and CF bar, average skin friction coefficient. That is the drag coefficient only. CF bar or drag coefficient, coefficient of drag, already given while discussing the convection heat transfer. We have covered that coefficient of drag in convection heat transfer. We refer that one. Okay, na? Now we'll discuss so in a counter flow, we'll solve some more problems on the heat exchanger, and we'll complete that heat exchanger part. And next class we'll go for the second topic of that boiling and condensation. And now one more problem. All of you read this problem. In a counter flow double pipe heat exchanger, what is the difference between counter flow and parallel flow? In the parallel flow, both the fluids, hot fluid, cold fluid, flowing in the same direction. Where in the counter flow, both are flowing in the one fluid is hot fluid is flowing in one direction, the second fluid cold fluid may be flowing in the opposite direction. So the difference between parallel flow and counter flow. Now all of you read this problem. In a counter flow double pipe heat exchanger, water is heated from 25 degrees to 65 degrees centigrade. So water is heated from, so water inlet temperature 25 degrees, and water is being heated with the help of the hot oil. So the temperature of the water increases from 25 degrees to 65 degrees. That's why temperature of cold fluid at the inlet 25 degrees, temperature of cold fluid at the outlet 65 degrees. By an oil, by how the water is being heated with the help of the hot oil. Oil with a specific heat of 1.45 kilojoules per kg Kelvin. Specific heat of the oil, Cp of the oil 1.45 kilojoules per kg Kelvin. And mass flow rate of oil, that is hot fluid, 0.9 kg per second. Then the oil is cooled from, so oil temperature, oil is cooled from 230 degrees centigrade to 160 degrees centigrade. Here water, here also water. Cold water, cold fluid is water, hot fluid is oil here. So oil temperature decreases from 230 to 160. At the same time, water temperature increases from 25 degrees to 65 degrees centigrade. And if the overall heat transfer coefficient is 420 watts per meter square Kelvin, calculate the following: rate of heat transfer Q and mass flow rate of water, and that is m dot c, cold water, a cold fluid, and surface area of the heat exchanger. Okay, now how do you calculate mass flow rate of heat? Rate of heat transfer. First one, rate of heat transfer by using heat given by the hot water is equal to hot oil is equal to heat taken by the hot water or heat taken by the cold water. That is energy balance. So here mass of the oil given, specific of the oil given, TH1 given, TH2 given. That's why heat transfer rate Q is equal to mass into specific into temperature difference. So by using that formula, you can calculate rate of heat transfer. Okay, now like that. Here cooling cold fluid is water, hot fluid is oil. Cold fluid inlet temperature, water inlet temperature 25 degrees centigrade, TC1 25 degrees centigrade. Outlet temperature 65 degrees centigrade, TC2. Oil inlet temperature TH1 230 degrees centigrade. Oil outlet temperature 160 degrees centigrade. That's why given data TC1 25 degrees centigrade, TC2 65 degrees centigrade, TH1 temperature of the hot fluid at the inlet 230 degrees centigrade, TH2 160 degrees centigrade. Okay, na? Now specific heat of the hot fluid, that is oil 1.45 kilojoules per kg Kelvin, that is also given. Mass flow rate of the oil 0.9 kg per second, 0.9 kg per second only here, directly second per second given. And overall heat transfer coefficient, 420 watts per meter square Kelvin. First bit, the rate of heat transfer, how do you calculate? Because with respect to oil, hot liquid, oil, given all the mass flow rate is available, specific heat is available, TH1 is available, TH2 is available. That's why heat supplied by the hot oil, that is equal to rate of heat transfer Q is equal to mass into specific heat into temperature difference, that is TH1 minus TH2, that is equal to mass flow rate of the oil 0.9 and specific heat of the oil given as 1.4 kilojoules per kg, kilojoules. If you use direct kilojoules, then you will get in the Q in kilojoules per second into temperature of the oil at the inlet, TH1, temperature of the oil at the inlet 230 degrees centigrade, that is 230 minus temperature of the oil at the outlet 160 degrees. That's why 0.9 into 1.45 into 230 minus 160. From this, you'll getting the rate of heat transfer Q. That is, this much heat is given by the hot oil, 91.35 kilojoules per second. But where it is going? It is taken over by the cold fluid. Whenever the hot oil is giving the heat, then the cooling fluid, that is water, is taking that heat. That's why energy balance. Heat supplied by the hot oil is equal to heat gained by the cold water. But that is m into specific temperature difference is equal to, for the hot liquid, that is equal to mass of the cold fluid into specific of the cold fluid into temperature difference of the cold fluid. That is hot fluid m dot h cph into th1 minus th2. That is equal to m dot c into cpc into tc2 minus tc1, tc2 minus tc1, tc2 minus tc1. Okay na? Now, what you have to calculate? Second bit, mass flow rate of the water. Cooling fluid is water here. M dot C to be calculated. For that, you have to take the help of the energy balance equation. What is energy balance equation? Heat energy. Heat supplied by the hot oil is equal to heat gained by the cold water. Cold fluid or water. So, you know all that these parameters are given. 0.9 mass of the oil, 0.9 specific of the oil, 1.45 kilojoules into TH1 minus TH2, 230 minus 160, that is 70, is equal to mass of the mass flow rate of water, not given. That is to find out from this relation. So m dot c into, for water, you have to take from the tables, or you have to remember 4.187 kilojoules, 4.187 kilojoules per kg Kelvin, specific heat, into TC2, 65, TC1, 25. That's why 4.187 into 65 minus 25. But what is the unknown parameter here? Mass of the mass flow rate of water, m dot c. Mass flow rate of cold fluid. Here water, that's why mass flow rate of water. Therefore, m dot c, mass flow rate of water, is equal to, from this relation, this is 91.35 divided by, here kilojoules, here also kilojoules. That's why no problem. Otherwise, you have converted joules, here also you have converted joules. Both are same. You have multiply with 1000, you have multiply with 1000. And 1000 get cancelled. So this value 91.35 divided by 4.187 into this 65 minus 25, 40. Then mass flow rate of water 0.545 kgs per second. Then how do you calculate surface area? Third bit. Surface area of the heat exchanger. Overall surface area of the heat exchanger. That is heat transfer rate. Overall heat transfer rate Q is equal to UA into LMTD. U given. A you have to calculate. LMTD you have to calculate now. So surface area. For that you have to calculate LMTD. Theta mean or LMTD. How do you get theta 1 minus theta 2 divided by ln theta 1 by theta 2? So here, so theta 1, 230 minus 65, that is 165. Theta 2, that is 160 minus 25, that is 135. That temperature, theta 1, temperature difference at the inlet, temperature difference at the outlet. So here theta 1, 165. How we are getting that one? 230 minus 65. And theta 2, 160 minus 25. That is 135. First one 165. That's why 165 and 135 divided by natural logarithm 160 by 135. From this LMTD, 149.5 degrees centigrade, because all these are in centigrade. That's why you are getting in the centigrade. So log mean temperature difference 149.5 degrees centigrade. Then from this relation, how do we calculate heat transfer rate? Overall Q is equal to UA into LMTD. From this area, surface area is equal to Q by U into LMTD or theta mean. That is equal to Q. What is the Q value here? 91.35 kilojoules. You have to convert it joules. That is 91.35 into 10 cube or 1000 in joules divided by overall heat transfer coefficient given as 420 watts per meter square Kelvin. 420 into theta mean 149.5. From this, if you calculate, then you are getting the area of the heat exchange 1.45 meter square. Okay, na? So problems are very easy. You may get one problem on this heat exchanger. Very easy. All of you practice the problems. Next, second problem, an oil cooler for a lubricating system has to cool 1000 kg per hour of oil. Here, hot fluid oil, mass flow rate 1000 kg per hour. Specific of the oil 2.09 kilojoules per kg Kelvin. From it is cooling from, that is hot fluid is cooled down from 80 degrees centigrade to 40 degrees centigrade by using a cooling water flow of 1000 kg per hour. Cooling water flow also same 1000 kg per hour, and water inlet temperature 30 degrees centigrade. Water inlet temperature 30 degrees centigrade. Give your choice for a parallel flow or counter flow heat exchanger with the reagents. Sometimes you'll be in the problem, you have to analyze and you have to give whether which type of heat exchanger is required for the given conditions. Whether parallel flow is the advantage or counter flow is the advantage. Calculate the, after giving the suggestion, calculate surface area of the heat exchanger. If the overall heat transfer coefficient is 24 watts per meter square Kelvin, take the specific heat of water as 4.18 kilojoules per kg Kelvin. Okay, na? First you have to verify and which choice, that is out of parallel flow or counter flow, which is better for this design. So given mass flow rate of hot oil, m dot h, h for hot fluid, mass flow rate of the hot fluid, that is oil, 1000 kg per hour, that you have to convert it in kg per second. That's why 1000 divided by 3600. And specific heat of the oil 2.09 kilojoules per kg Kelvin. And specific heat of the water CPC, cold fluid, 4.18 kilojoules per kg Kelvin. And mass flow rate of water here also, that also 1000 kg per hour. You have to convert into kg per second. 1000 by 3600 kg per second. Next, temperature of the hot fluid inlet TH1. Temperature of the hot fluid inlet 80 degrees centigrade. And temperature of the cold fluid at the inlet 30 degrees centigrade. Here, water is at 30 degrees centigrade. And temperature of the hot fluid at the outlet 40 degrees centigrade. 40 degrees centigrade. And U 24 watts per meter square Kelvin. And now here TC2, we don't know, but TC2 is required. So calculate TC2. Rate of heat transfer given by heat supplied by the or given by the hot oil is equal to heat taken over by the cold water or cold fluid. Heat picked up by the cold fluid. That is m dot h into CPH and TH1 minus TH2 is equal to m dot C into CPC into TC2 minus TC1. So you have to verify TC2 is less than 30 or TC2 is greater than 30. For that you have to calculate TC2. So here, if you calculate this m dot h 1000 by 3600, CPH 2.09 into TH1 80 minus TH2 40, that is equal to m dot C 1000 by 3600 into CPC 4.18. This is kilojoules, this is also kilojoules, no problem. Left hand side, right hand side, both are in kilojoules. That's directly you can use. Otherwise, you have to multiply 1000. Here also you have to multiply 1000. 1000 get cancelled. Into, so we have to verify whether TC2 is less than 30 or more than 30 from this relation. So then after calculation, then you are getting 50 degrees centigrade. So you have to verify whether the TC2 is higher than TH2 or not, because from that verification you can verify whether it comes under parallel flow or counter flow, because I have given the temperature variation for both the counter flow as well as parallel flow. If you observe those diagrams, and obviously if the TC2 is greater than TH2, T is greater than TH2, then counter flow arrangement must be used. In this example, all of you listen very carefully, this is very important point. In this example, after calculation of TC2, then it observed that TC2 is greater than TH2, the temperature of the hot fluid at the outlet. That's why counter flow arrangement must be used. Okay, na? Here, TC2. So here, obviously, this will be here, and you have to write slightly, you have to draw the correct diagram in such a way that TC2 is greater than TH1. Okay, na? Now, so here TH1 80 degrees centigrade, TH2 40 degrees centigrade, mass of the hot liquid, hot oil. And here TC1, because counter flow arrangement is required here. TC1 30 degrees, TC2 50 degrees. So you can use counter flow heat exchanger. That's why you have to write, because TC2 is greater than TH2, then the counter flow arrangement is used. Again, that here theta 1 is LMTD, theta mean or log mean temperature difference, theta 1 minus theta 2 by ln, theta 1 by theta 2. And what you have to calculate here, first you have to verify which is better, whether parallel flow or counter flow. Okay, counter we have given and we have analyzed, and we have finally told that counter flow arrangement is better. And after that you have calculated surface area of the heat exchanger. But how do you calculate surface area of the heat exchanger? Heat transfer Q is equal to UA LMTD. Overall heat transfer coefficient given. Area to be find out. LMTD, that's why first you have to calculate LMTD, log mean temperature difference. Heat transfer rate already you can calculate with this relation. So LMTD or theta mean or LMTD is equal, how do you calculate theta mean? Theta 1 minus theta 2 divided by ln theta 1 by theta 2. What is theta 1? Temperature difference at the inlet. What is theta 2? Temperature difference at the outlet. Theta 1 TH1 minus TC2 here. Here theta 2 TH2 minus TC1. That's why theta 1 80 minus 50 30. Theta 2 40 minus 30, that 10. That's why, so log mean temperature difference LMTD or theta mean, log mean temperature difference is equal to theta 1 minus theta 2 by ln theta 1 by theta 2. But what is theta 1? Temperature difference at the inlet, that is TH1 minus TC2, that is 80 minus 50, that is 30, minus, so theta 2, what is theta 2? Temperature difference at the outlet, that is TH2 minus TC1, that is 40 minus 30, 10. That's why LMTD is equal to 30 minus 10 divided by ln, natural logarithm 30 by 10. That is equal to 18.2 degrees centigrade. LMTD 18.2 degrees centigrade. Now, how do you calculate area of the heat exchanger? Area or length, area of the heat exchanger in terms of meter square. How do you calculate? We are having the general formula of the heat exchanger. Q is equal to UA into LMTD or theta mean. U overall transfer coefficient, A area, theta mean, LMT log mean temperature difference. So Q transfer rate Q, how do you calculate? By using this formula Q. So M dot H into CPH into TH1 minus TH2. Otherwise you can use this also. Okay, na? That is Q 1000 by 3600 into 2.09 into here 10 cube, because here on the right hand side there is no kilojoule. That's why you have to convert here, that is must. You have to convert kilojoules into joules. That's why 2.0 into 1000 or 10 cube. Then you get it joules into, that is 80 minus 40. 80 minus 40, that is equal to overall heat transfer coefficient given as overall 24 watt per meter square Kelvin. That is U value 24 into area to be find out into theta mean 18.2. So from this relation, you'll be getting area of the heat exchanger is equal to 53.16 meter square. In SI system, what is the units in area? Meter square. Okay, na? So area of the heat exchanger 53.16 meter square. Like that, you can solve these type of problems in heat exchangers in easy manner. But what is required is you have to know the basic concept of LMTD. You have to know the basic concept of heat given by the hot water, hot liquid is equal to heat gained by the cold fluid. And theta 1, TH1 minus here temperature difference at the inlet, theta 2, temperature difference at the outlet. Okay, na? Like that, you can solve number of problems under this heat exchangers. Now I will close the heat exchanger by solving one more problem, and after, then tomorrow in the next class we'll go for boiling and condensation of the second topic of 5th unit. Next, all of you read the third problem. The flow rates of hot and cold water streams running through a parallel flow heat exchanger are 0.2 kg per second and 0.5 kg per second respectively. The inlet temperature on the hot and cold sides are 75 degrees centigrade and 20 degrees centigrade respectively. The exit temperature, that is leaving, exit temperature of hot water is 45 degrees centigrade. If the individual heat transfer coefficients on both sides, that is in the tube side as well as shell side, inlet and inside and outside, 650 watts per meter square Kelvin. Calculate the area of the heat exchanger. Here also Q is equal to UA into delta T. But U, overall transfer not given. That is to be calculated. Overall transfer coefficient not given. That is to be calculated. So here both hot water as well as cold water. Hot fluid, hot water. Cold fluid, cold water. Both are waters only. So here flow rates of the hot water 0.2 kg per second. Flow rate of cold water 0.5 kg per second. Inlet temperature of the hot water, that is TH1 75 degrees centigrade, and cold water TC1 20 degrees centigrade. The exit temperature of hot water, that is TH2 temperature of the hot fluid at the outlet 45 degrees centigrade, TH2 45 degrees centigrade. If the individual heat transfer coefficients on both sides, that is inside and outside, inside the tube and outside the tube, 650 watt per meter square Kelvin. Calculate the area of the heat exchanger. Here hot fluid TH1 75 degrees centigrade, TH2 45 degrees centigrade, and outer side in the shell the cold fluid flowing in the same direction because parallel flow. TC1 20 degrees, TC2 not given. That is to be calculated. So hot water TH1 75 degree in the temperature versus length of the heat exchanger. So TH1 75 degrees centigrade, TH2 45 degrees centigrade. At the same time, cold water TC1 20 degrees centigrade, and TC2 that is to be calculated. If you calculate, that will be around 32 degrees centigrade. So heat transfer rate with the help of the hot water, mass of m dot h into Cph into TH1 minus TH2. Okay, na? Now mass of the hot water 0.2. into mass of the specific heat of the water 4.187 kilojoules into TH1 75, TH2 45. So 0.2 into 4.17 into 75 minus 45, that's 30. Then you'll get 25.12 kilojoules per second only, or kilowatt. Kilojoule, because 4.187 kilojoules. That's why heat transfer rate, that is kilojoules per second. Then heat lost by hot water, because hot fluid, hot water. Where it is going, that heat energy balance. From the energy balance in the heat exchanger, heat lost by hot water is equal to heat gained by the cold water. From the energy balance of the heat exchanger, heat lost by hot water is equal to heat gained by the cold water. So heat lost by hot water, m dot h into Cph into Th1 minus Th2, that is equal to m heat gained by the cold water, m dot C into Cpc into Tc2, Tc2 minus Tc1. But you don't know Tc2, that is you calculated from this relation. From the energy balance equation, you are supposed to calculate Tc2. So m dot h given as 0.2, Cph given as 4.187 kilojoules per kg Kelvin into Th1 75 given in the problem. Th2 given as 45. That is equal to, but mass flow rate of cold water also given 0.5 kg per second. So 0.5 in the specific heat of water, whether cold water or hot water or cold water, that is same, 4.187 kilojoules per kg Kelvin. This is in kilojoules, this is also in kilojoules. Don't worry. Both left hand side as well right hand side, units are same. If the one is in kilojoules, other one is joules, that's you have to convert all the units in joules only. So m dot C 0.5 given, CPC 4.187 into TC2 not given in the problem. That is to be calculated, TC2 minus TC1 given as 20. TC1 given as 20. So minus 20. So from this equation, you will be getting temperature of the cold water at the outlet TC2 is calculated as 32 degrees centigrade. 32 degrees centigrade. That's why it is a parallel flow arrangement only. Already given the problem, running through parallel flow. That's why obviously here TC2 is greater than TC1. So if you calculate and verify, after verification, you'll be getting that, you'll be knowing that TC2 is greater than TC1. That's why it is parallel flow arrangement only. Then what is our requirement now? What is calculate the area of the heat exchanger? A. How do you calculate? By using this formula, Q is equal to UA into LMTD. Overall heat transfer coefficient, overall heat transfer rate Q is equal to U, overall heat transfer rate into area into LMTD, log mean temperature difference. From this relation, you can calculate area Q by U into LMTD. And you can calculate LMTD, you can calculate Q. But overall heat transfer coefficient here in this problem, not given directly. For that, you have to analyze and you have to calculate. Okay, now we are having from the here, if you observe this here convection and this conduction. So by here inside convection, outside also, if you here if you take this, by neglecting the conduction heat transfer, by considering convection, inside convection, outside convection, so by neglecting the conduction, and we are having the overall heat transfer coefficient from the 1 by U is equal to 1 by HI plus 1 by HO. While discussing if the conduction heat transfer, convection heat transfer, and two sides convection heat transfer, I have given in the earlier classes, beginning classes, how do we calculate overall heat transfer coefficient? That is very, very important here, that point. because you are not given overall heat transfer coefficient in this program directly, but he has given the heat transfer coefficients, individual heat transfer coefficient on both sides, inside as well as inside here, inside hot fluid convective transfer coefficient given, outside cold fluid convection heat transfer given. By neglecting conduction heat transfer, the overall heat transfer coefficient 1 by U is equal to 1 by HI plus 1 by HO. From that relation, overall heat transfer coefficient U is equal to 1 by HI plus 1 by HO. That is equal to 1 by HI inside heat transfer coefficient 650. 1 by 650 here, 1 by 650 plus 1 by 650. Okay, na? Then finally, 1 by 650 plus 1 by 650. That is 2 by 650. 2 by 650. If you take the 650 top, that's why finally U is equal to 650 by 2. U is equal to 650 by 2. Then overall heat transfer U is equal to here 1 by 650 plus 1 by 650. And if you simplify this one, that is equal to U. Overall heat transfer U is equal to 325 watts per meter square Kelvin. Okay, clear? Here overall heat transfer is going to be calculated. Before that, you have to calculate the log mean temperature difference, LMTD. Theta mean is equal to, how do you calculate? LMTD, log mean temperature difference, or theta mean. Theta 1 minus theta 2 divided by ln theta 1 by theta 2. What is theta 1? Temperature difference at the inlet. What is theta 2? Temperature difference at the outlet. So theta mean is equal to temperature difference at the inlet. Here TH1 75, TC1 20. That's why 75 minus 20 minus theta 2. Theta 2, TH2 minus TC2. That is 45 minus 32. 45 minus 32. Divided by ln this 75 minus 20. That is 55 divided by 45 minus 32, 13. So 55 minus 13 divided by natural logarithm of 55. 55 divided by 13. From this, you are getting log mean temperature difference 29.12. After getting the log mean temperature difference and after getting the overall heat transfer coefficient U, then you are getting the overall heat transfer coefficient as 325. Then if you know the LMTD, if you know the overall heat transfer coefficient, you can easily calculate you can easily calculate that area of the heat exchanger. Area of the heat exchanger. From this relation, heat transfer rate Q. Heat transfer rate Q of given heat exchanger. Heat transfer rate Q is equal to UA into LMTD. From this, then area is equal to Q by U into LMTD or theta mean. That is equal to, what is Q here? What is Q? You have to calculate that is Q coming at 25.122 kilojoules per second. 25.122 kilojoules. But you have to convert into joules. 25.122 into 1000 divided by overall heat transfer coefficient. From this calculation, that is U is equal to 1 by HI plus 1 by HO. 1 by 650 plus 1 by 650. From this, that is 325. So the overall heat transfer coefficient, divided by theta mean, that is 29.12. 25.122 into 1000 divided by 325 and into 29.12. Okay, na? So if you calculate this one, area of the heat exchanger will be coming as 2.65 meters square. Like that, you can solve any type of problem under this heat exchanger in an easy manner. But what is very, very easy problems? You may get 7 marks problem under this heat exchanger. Very easy. But what is required here is You have to know the basic concepts of what is parallel fluid exchange, counter fluid exchanger. But the heat supplied with hot water is equal to energy equation, energy balance equation, or heat energy equation, heat energy balance equation. Heat supplied with hot water, hot fluid is equal to heat gained by the cold fluid. Heat gained by the cold fluid. So the basic concepts are very, very important. And if you know the basic concept in thorough manner, you can easily solve this area, surface area, as well as any other requirement. LMTD you can easily calculate by using the formula. Theta LMTD is equal to theta 1 minus theta 2 divided by Ln theta 1 by theta 2. And sometimes you have to calculate overall heat transfer coefficient by using this formula. Suppose conduction also considered here. Overall heat transfer, how do you calculate overall heat transfer coefficient? 1 by Hi plus L by Ka. That is conduction resistance for this material. L by Ka, the thickness of the material, L thickness, or delta X by Ka. K thermal conducting material. Okay, na? Like that. A area. So if it's a 1 unit area, L by K. So 1 by Hi plus L by K plus 1 by Ho. If the conduction also considered. But if you neglect that one, so 1 by Hi plus U is equal to 1 by Hi plus 1 by Ho. Like that, the basic concepts are very, very important. If you thoroughly know the basic concepts, you can easily solve any type of problem under these heat exchangers. Okay, any doubt? So that's all for today. Any doubt? If there are no doubts, I'm closing. Hello? Any doubt? I'm closing.